Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Hello and welcome to the coverage of the second leg playoff match in League One between Bradford City and Bolton Wanderers. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and coming into this game, Bolton lead 1-0 on aggregates. And if the aggregate score is level after 90 minutes, extra time will be called into play. And if still equal after extra time, both clubs will go to a final penalty shootout. And whoever wins will face Stockport County at Wembley Stadium on May the 24th. The Hatters beat Stevenage 2-0 last night, beating them 3-0 on aggregates. And inside the stadium is Stockport boss Dave Challoner, as are plenty of the fans from both Bradford and Bolton. We're going to start with Bradford. They're on the back foot coming into this match. They need to make their home advantage count. They have to win this game outright in order to go through to Wembley. And their last playoff final was a 1-0 loss to Millwall all the way back in 2017. They've never, according to stats that I've read, they've never ever won anything at Wembley. Not even a cup competition. The furthest they got was the Carabao Cup, or the Capital One Cup. It was back in 2013. They lost 5-0 to Swansea City. And in terms of their home form, they have won 10 out of their last 15 matches. So their home record is quite impressive. The manager, Graham Alexander, says that they have to attack as well as defend, in which he said in his post-match interview from Saturday, and in the pre-match interview, he says he wants that the players to produce their best, and what will be depends on the results. And he's also grateful to the support and faith in the fans, describing him as unwavering. Bolton come into this game as the only home team to win in the first leg of the EFL playoff this season. Bradford they've lost only once in their last 15 against Bradford City. So Stephen Schumacher's side could be the stronger team statistically, and they have. And what also proves that is they drew 10 of their away matches in this season, and if they carry on, and if Bolton carry on the way they did in the first leg, their victory is guaranteed. Not even a draw could. They could even draw if they are to go through to Wembley, but that of course depends on the aggregate. Score, and Schumacher also said in his pre-match interview that he would have the same mindset as he did in the first leg, as both managers wish each other good luck by the shaking of the hands as the ball is being let out and the players emerge from the tunnel. Just now time to go through our match officials for tonight. Our referee is Thomas Kirk, and his assistant referees Daniel Leach and Nigel Lugg. The fourth official is Oliver Langford, and Connor Brown is the reserve assistant referee. So in a moment we will go through the team lineups and formations as both teams make their way onto the centre of the pitch, and both managers take their positions on the touchline. So now we'll take a look at the teams, starting with Bradford City, a 3-4-2-1 formation, and Graham Alexander has made only one change. Bobby Poynton, who missed the first leg through injury, returns to the starting lineup, and he replaces George Lapsley, who is pushed onto the bench. So for Bradford, we have Walker in goal, then Baldwin, Wright and Tilt, the back three in defence, with Nerfield, Metcalf, Power and Toure in midfield. Power is the captain. Toynton and Sarcevic in forward, with Jackson, the lone striker. Stephen Schumacher has made no changes to Bolton's lineup, with Bonham starting in goal, then the back four in defence, Osei, Tutu, Toll, the captain, Verino and Johnston, Erhon and Sheehan in midfield, with the forward three of Sissoko, Rodriguez and Cozier Dewberry, the goal scorer, and Mason Burstow up in front as the striker. Josh Sheehan makes his 150th Bolton appearance this evening as the players get ready to warm themselves up and prepare for kick-off. No change in the shirt slot, no change in the shirt lineup, no change in the shirt colours either. Bolton wearing their white shirts, black shorts, and also the black socks. Bradford wearing their traditional claret and amber shirts, and also with the black shorts. We'll have a bit of trivia related to that around half time, because it has links, because the ambers and claret scarf does have links to a movie. I will reveal that. I will reveal more around half time as the Bolton players get into a huddle and talk about how they are going to approach the game. Max Power, need I remind you, is the Bradford City captain, and Owen Toll is the captain of Bolton. So both sets of teams getting into their customary pre-match huddle as Jack Bonham makes his way over to join the Bolton team. The Bradford City players have broken apart, and I almost lost the picture momentarily on my monitor, but got it back again. And the Bolton players now break away as well. So it looks as though it will be Bradford City to kick us off, as Jensen Metcalf stands behind the ball, and everyone in the supporters home or supporters stands home or away holds their breath as we count down to the second leg playoff match between Bradford and Bolton. The whistle goes and away we go for the final match in the run-up to Wembley. So it's Burstow with one of the first touches for Bolton, but it's Bradford that's a quick straight off the mark, and the ball ends up at the feet of Bonham, but quickly dealt with, and onto the ball for a moment was Aidan Baldwin. Was Aidan Baldwin the right back? Nerfield throws, almost given away to Bolton, but headed up into the air by Nerfield. Now it's back with Bolton. Metcalf, but poor giveaway to Ruben Rodriguez. Rodriguez crossing the ball towards the far side. Cozier Dubry, just outside the penalty area, goes for a long shot. It blazes over the crossbar, and that was the first attempt on goal in this game. Barely a minute in, and the action is starting to kick off. Cozier Dubry should have been a bit closer in my opinion, but nevertheless that was a good start. Stephen Schumacher looking very calm and composed. He has been throughout the past few days, as Sam Walker clears the ball out of the Bradford goal. Headed into the air by Bolton. Now it just came off the head of Joe Wright. And Bolton player has gone down because of Baldwin. Although Bolton now have it with Chris Farino. Although Sam Walker was able to dink the ball out of the goal. Throw in to Bolton. And it will be Josh Nerfill that will take the throw for the Bantams. Ball headed up into the air. It's still on the far side. Johnston tries to cross, but denied by Baldwin. Baldwin again with the header. Now it's off the foot of Nerfill. It's back with Bolton. That might have been through Toll, and the ball has disappeared. And it will be another throw-in to Bradford, to be taken by Nerfill. Nerfill throws, headed by Toll, I should say, but it goes over the line, and it will be another throw to Bradford. Nerfill throws, but the ball keeps going missing, and in terms of draws, Bolton have the most draws in the English League this season with 18, only one clear of Mansfield. 6 other teams have 16. So it's Farino to Walker. Bonham. And now on the ball is Mason Burstow. Burstow does well to try and keep the ball in, but he was impeded by Joe Wright. Good tactical manoeuvre from the centre back. And it's Nerfill once again with the throw. The ball goes to Farino. Farino passing to Bonham, and Bonham did well to keep Caden Jackson out of the way. It's another throw taken by Bradford. Bolton have managed to retake it through Farino. It's Metcalf with the cross, but poorly given away to Bolton. It's now with Toll, and Toll gives it away, unfortunately, to Max Power. Power passes to Toure. Now it's back with Bolton. The ball is on the far side. Sheehan crossing down the wing to Burstow. Burstow brought down on the ground. Loses a shoe. No penalty, says the referee. Power clears the ball out of the goal area, and it's given away to Caden Jackson. Jackson to Bobby Poynton. Poynton, that's a back cross down to Sarcevic. Sarcevic passing to Nerfill. Nerfill trying to keep Johnston off him, but it was actually Sheehan, I should say. But good use of defence. But good use of defensive work by Toll. It actually was. And that will be a first corner to Bradford. I beg your pardon. No, it's just going to be a long-range throw. So Nerfill throws in towards right. Sarcevic couldn't get to the ball in time because Jack Bonham was too quick for him. 5.5 minutes gone. It's still Bradford 0, Bolton 0. Bolton still lead 1-0 on aggregate. The ball being crossed forward to Burstow, but easily dealt with by Sam Walker. And Walker boots the ball out of boots the ball out of the penalty area, headed by Johnston. Johnston tried to cross down towards Sissoko, couldn't do it. And now the ball has gone out of play towards Jack Bonham. And it's Bonham crossing forward, given away to Bradford and Curtis Tilt. And there's a lot of toing and throwing. It's Joe Wright. Bolton tries to take the ball through Rodriguez. A player is down, and difficult to see who fouled Jensen Metcalf. Metcalf probably a knock. Should be able to carry on playing. Wincing a bit. Hardly surprising, given that was a sharp blow. But as I said, he should be okay. Indirect free kick to Bradford City to be taken by Power. Or is it? No, it's Toure, but taking the ball is Joe Wright. Although Wright couldn't keep the ball in play, and that will be a goal kick to Bolton. Joe Wright was a key player in setting up chances in the first leg. Graham Alexander pacing up and down the touchline. Jack Bonham clears the ball out of the goal, but it's given away to Bradford. Bolton retake briefly through. That was Erhon in place of Kenny, who still remains injured. Johnny Kenny, I should say. Sheehan up the wing to that was Osei Tutu, Farino, Johnston, and Johnston trying to cross the ball forward to Rodriguez. Rodriguez misses, but Rodriguez doesn't look too disappointed. And now after the ball is Nerfield, but easily caught by Bonham in Bolton's defensive third. Quickly passing to Toll. Now Osei Tutu, but the ball goes as far as Walker. Difficult to say at the moment who is on top in terms of possession. Toure to Tilt, but it goes up. But the ball has gone over the line for another throw in, and I just got enough time to catch my breath a bit. And Dave Challoner sizing up his potential opponents. It's still 0-0 between Bradford and Bolton. The Trotters lead 1-0 on aggregate. So if things still stay as they are, Bolton will reach the final. The ball's still being played around. It ends up at the feet of Toll. Now it's with Ibrahim Sissoko. Sissoko fouled from behind by Nerfield, but the referee says play on. Sarcevic with the ball. Rodriguez tries to get it away from Baldwin, but can't. It was actually Sissoko, I should say, and that may well be a Bolton corner. We'll just have to check on that. No, it's actually going to be a Bradford goal kick to be taken by Walker. And even though we're at Valley Parade for sponsorship purposes, it is known as the University of Bradford Stadium, as Walker hoofs the ball out of the penalty area, and the ball is headed by Toll towards Johnston. Johnston tries to cross to Sissoko, but halted by Metcalf. Bolton still win it back. It now comes off the head of Burstow. Rodriguez with the cross, and caught by Sam Walker. That was a very ambitious attempt at goal by Rodriguez. Very few goals from close to the halfway line have gone into the net. And now onto the ball is Sissoko on the near side, but he misses by just a fraction of an inch as he couldn't get to the ball in time. And that will once again be a Bradford City throw-in. And so to take the throw will be Baldwin, I should say. Baldwin gives the ball away to Johnston. Johnston, Burstow. Now it's Rodriguez. Sissoko passing to Erhon, and Erhon still managing to keep it in for Bolton. It's now with Osei Tutu. Osei Tutu fouled just on the line, and the instigator I feel was Curtis Tilt. Yes, indeed it was. Bolton can argue for a penalty all they want, but they are not going to get it. It's only going to be a free kick, and this free kick could give Bolton the chance to score the first goal of the match and put themselves 2-0 up on aggregate. So the tension mounts. Around the Bradford City penalty area, and the ball is very close to the line. It's well inside the D, so this could be a good chance for Bolton. As we wait to see who will take it. Sheehan that will take the free kick, but Bradford are quick to the rescue, and Bolton's chance of scoring the first goal of the match is denied so far. That looked very ambitious. That looked very ambitious from Bolton. A pity it didn't come off, and the ball just bounced off the chest of that might have been Curtis Tilt. But once again, good defending by Bradford. Ball has gone over the line, and it will be another Bradford City throw. And to take the throw will be Ibu Toure. So it's Toure with the throw. Toure throws to Bobby Poynton, although Osei Tutu was quick to deflect the ball away. Bobby Poynton geeing up the Bradford City fans, and it'll be the first corner of the match. This the chance for Bradford to score in front of their home supporters, and it will be Max Power to take the corner, although referee Kirk just wants to make sure that everyone is where they're supposed to be. Power raises his hand. The ball goes into the penalty area. Baldwin with the briefest of touches, but defended by Bolton. It's now with Tilt. Tilt crossing up the wing to Power on the far side. But once again, the attacking club is denied by the defending one. Just after 15 minutes, it's still Bradford 0, Bolton 0, and Bolton still lead 1-0 on aggregate. Free kick to Bolton. The ball is passed to Bonham. Bonham to Toll. The ball not being crossed up the wing, but Bradford able to keep the ball out of their defensive third. And now it's Bolton's turn to feel the pressure, but they're dealing with it really well. Now on the ball is Joe Wright. Wright passing to Jack Bonham. Back now with Wright. And Wright crossing the ball over the halfway line towards Jackson. Intercepted by Bolton. Now it's back with Bradford. Toure. Now it's with Kozio Dubry, although Power gets into a bit of a tangle with Rodriguez. The referee says play on. And now on the ball is Nerfield. Nerfield was trying to head towards Jackson, but Bonham got there before he did. So the ball rolled away by Bonham to Toll. Toll to Osei Tutu. Kozio Dubry back towards Osei Tutu. Although there was a brief foul on Kozio Dubry. One of the Bolton players having a word. One of the Bolton players being spoken to by the referee, and the referee's body language showing that he isn't going to stand for any nonsense. And it was Tilt who brought down Kozio Dubry. Tilt trying to get his feelings across, but the referee eventually calming him down. And Tilt really must be careful with what he says, or he could be in the referee's bad books. So free kick taken by Bonham, goes as far as Walker. Walker rolling the ball out to Aidan Baldwin. Baldwin headed by Johnston. Johnston off the head of Joe Wright. It's Wright to Rodriguez, and Bolton just ahead in terms of possession. They've had 3 shots, neither of which have been on target. None of which have been on target, so it's Bolton 55%, Bradford on 45%. Throw into Bolton, quick clean of the ball by Geordie Osei Tutu, and the visiting Bolton fans are enjoying what they're seeing. About some 2,000 travelling fans have made it from Bolton to the University of Bradford Stadium. Bradford still on the ball. It's with Jackson. Jackson down the wing to Josh Nerfield. Over the halfway line, passes back to Baldwin. Baldwin to Power. Now it's with Joe Wright, and Wright crossing the ball forward to Toure. Toure to Jackson, I believe. No, it's actually Metcalf. Now back on the ball is Poynton, but it goes over the line for a Bolton throw. Throwing quickly taken by Bolton. It's Osei Tutu to Owen Toll. Owen Toll crosses the ball over the halfway line to Burstow, although he was sandwiched by Rice and Power, and Rodriguez shoving Rice in the back there, so, as if to say, how dare you take out my teammates. And proceedings quickly calmed down, and yes, that was a pull on the shirt by Wright on Burstow, and Burstow understandably annoyed. It's given Bolton a free kick. Thank goodness things calmed down before they turn nasty. So the free kick goes in towards the penalty area, headed away though by Toure. It's Sheehan passing to Bonham. Now back with Sheehan on the near side. The ball still on the right hand side. Now being passed to Rodriguez. It's over the halfway line towards Johnston. Johnston passing this time to Farino. Farino to that was Erhahon. Giving the ball away though to Bradford. Power, and over the line it goes. So it will be a Bradford throw. Came off a Bolton player. It's ball thrown towards Jackson. Over the line again. Bradford with the throw. It's Toure. Toure was aiming for Poynton, but the ball went over the line. It's now with Jackson, defended by Bolton. Sarcevic tries to get the ball, but Osei Tutu says, "Oh no, you don't!" And over the line it goes. 21 minutes gone. It's still Bradford 0, Bolton 0, and Bolton still lead by 1-0 on aggregate. Another throw by Bolton towards Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Burstow. Although it was cleared away by Tilt, and that I am sure will be another throw in to Bradford, and Stephen Schumacher directing players from the touchline using hand signals. Graham Alexander beavering away, making notes. Wright gives the ball away to Bolton. Now the ball's on the near side, and Bolton's attacking third. It's Johnston, held up by Aidan Baldwin. Baldwin to Power, but it almost goes as far as Farino. Jackson almost had the ball too for Bradford. Ball now being aimed towards Cozier Dubry. Cozier Dubry blocked by Wright, and it will be a throw in to Bolton. And so to take the throw for Bolton is Osei Tutu. Osei Tutu throws to Owen Toll. It's Toll to Farino. Farino with the forward cross, and it goes to Cozier Dubry, but Poynton gets there before he does. It's now with Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Cozier Dubry, intercepted by Curtis Tilt. Tilt, Poynton, give it away to Bolton. It's now with Sissoko. Sissoko to Burstow, but tackled from behind by Sarcevic. Sarcevic to Baldwin. Now it's back with Bolton. On Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Burstow. Burstow inside. Burstow brought down inside the penalty area. Referee says no penalty. Although opinions may well be divided over this. I personally don't think it was a penalty, but other people may say otherwise. Anyway, it's given Bolton a corner. They have scored 12 goals from corners, and they are the third highest this season. Plymouth Argyle lead on 20. So Rodriguez to take the corner for Bolton, and the ball into the 18-yard box, but just missed by Owen Toll. He had the briefest of touches on the ball with his foot, but he aimed too wide. And the ball might too have been deflected by Nerfil. It's Sissoko towards Burstow. Now it's with Johnston. The ball inside Bolton's attacking third. Was aiming for Cozier Dubry, but over the line. And it just goes to show that Bolton are getting closer and closer to doubling their aggregate lead. So Bradford have been able to hold their lines pretty well. Although I am starting to feel that cracks might be starting to show in the defensive system. Sam Walker clears the ball out of goal for Bradford. Osei Tutu to Burstow. Now it's with Tilt. Tilt did well to steal the ball. Osei Tutu to Bonham. Almost deflected by Jackson. It's back with Bradford. Now it's back with Bonham inside the Bolton goal. He rolls to Johnston. Johnston down the wing to Sissoko on the near side. Almost with Rodriguez. Tackled by Bradford, though Sissoko was able to briefly hold on. The ball is now with Bradford. It's Power, but deflected over the line by Sissoko. well over half distance, and it's still 0-0 between Bolton and Bradford, with the Trotters leading by a goal to nil on aggregate. And in the last 10 minutes there's been more action in the centre half of the pitch. Poynton with the ball for Bradford. He passes to Jackson. Sarcevic almost had the ball. Dealt with by Bolton, and the ball is now back with Power. Power to Jackson, to Baldwin, I should say. And good deflection by George Johnston to keep the ball away from Bradford. And I have to say that this half has been very much Bolton's. Although Bradford have shown flashes of brilliance as well. Baldwin receives the ball from the throw. It's back with Baldwin, almost taken by Bolton, and the ball has now been passed to Metcalf inside the centre circle, over the line, towards their attacking third. It's with Toure, but Toure just misses the ball, and it will be a throw-in this time to Bolton. And to take the throw for Bolton is Geordie Osei Tutu. Osei Tutu throws to Ruben Rodriguez, but given away to Bradford. This the chance, but just over the crossbar. That was by Anthony Sarcevic, and we'll just have to have another look at that. I beg your pardon. It was actually Jackson that almost scored for Bradford's free kick to Bolton. That was Farino passing it to Bonham. Given away though to Toure. Toure was aiming for Poynton, and that's a foul on Osei Tutu from Caden Jackson. And Bradford might be starting to be a bit frantic here, although they have shown themselves to be strong attackers. Their defence has been also good, but Bolton have been the better side so far. Sarcevic almost given away to Sheehan. It's back with Bolton and Rodriguez. I'll say Tutu. Sheehan to Kozio Dubry. Now back with Sheehan. Sheehan to Farino. Johnston. The ball goes over the halfway line. It's with Sissoko on the near side. Sissoko. Rapid pass to Erhon. Does well to keep the ball inside the line. But he slips up and clatters into the advertising hoardings. He should be all right, but that was quite embarrassing for him. Even so, he's able to shrug it off as Bradford continue with their possession. Have retaken the ball through possession. It's Metcalf down the wing to Nerfield, but over the line it goes, and that was a really fraught last couple of minutes, as the ball has been thrown to Johnston. Farino down the wing. Across towards Sissoko. Now headed up into the air by Johnston. To Nerfield. Now it's with Josh Sheehan. Crossing up the wing to Kozio Dubry, tackled by Tilt. Bradford still managing to keep control of it. It's with Toure. Now Bolton have retaken it through Rodriguez, but halted by Joe Wright. And the ball cleared out of the goal by Sam Walker. Was aiming for Toll, but the ball almost went as far as Toll, I should say, but it goes over the line for a throw, and the Bradford City mascot makes an appearance. Has a bit of a play around with the ball, and it's Bolton that will take the throw for. And it's Bolton that will take the throw. Osei Tutu seemingly not able to make his mind up where the ball should be thrown, and this is costing Bradford valuable time. The ball now headed by Owen Toll to Cozier Dubry. But after the ball, but it goes over the halfway, but it goes over the line towards Walker. Cross forward by Baldwin. The ball is now ball has been given to Bolton, and Osei Tutu retaken by Joe Wright, who passed to Walker. Walker gives the ball away to Bolton. It comes off Ruben Rodriguez. It's now with Metcalf. Metcalf to Power, but over the line it goes. 32 minutes gone. Still 0-0 between Bradford and Bolton. Bolton still have that 1-0 aggregate lead. Jackson down on the ground, but he should be able to carry on playing. Sheehan receives the ball from Bonham. It's now with Burstow. The ball still on the far side, and it goes over the line. And to take the throw once again will be Jordi Osei Tutu. To take the throw for Bolton. Ball now being passed to Sheehan. Osei Tutu. Down the wing to George Johnston. The ball is over the halfway line towards Sissoko. Sissoko now inside Bolton's attacking third. Sissoko dodges a couple of players, but kept out by Wright. Cleared away by Baldwin, and it ends up at the feet over the halfway line towards Toll. Toll to Osei Tutu. Cozier Dubry now for Bolton. It's Toll. Back to Cozier, back to Osei Tutu. Sheehan does well to hold off Jensen Metcalf. Passes to Bonham inside the goal. It's with Johnston to Sissoko. And Sissoko loses it to Metcalf. It's now with Sarcevic to Josh Nerfield closing in on the penalty area, but deflected by Johnston. And that will be another Bradford City corner. So Bradford to take the corner, and the Bradford City fans waiting with bated breath. And it'll be Toure that will take the throw. Bit of a jostling for position going on between Wright and Johnston. The ball goes into the penalty area, but kept out by Bolton. Metcalf to Tilt, who passes to Sam Walker. 10 minutes to go until half-time. Still 0-0 between Bradford and Bolton. Bolton still have that 1-0 aggregate lead. Max Power for Bradford. The ball still on the far side, goes over the halfway line. Almost tackled by Bolton, and the ball was almost picked up by Burstow, though he slipped up at the last moment. Ball now being rolled out towards Power. It's Tilt. Power, Metcalf under pressure from Ethan Earn. Now the ball is with Aidan Baldwin. did well to sense the danger from Sissoko. It's Poynton. Forward pass towards Jackson, but kept away by Erhahon. That was the slip up from Burstow. Had he managed to keep the ball in, had he managed to keep hold of the ball, he could have easily scored for Bolton, though he may well have been offside. Judge for yourself. Ruben Rodriguez to Chris Farino. Farino to Bonham. And now the ball is with Aidan Baldwin. Baldwin to Tilt. And it's Tilt. Comes off the head of Toure, or that was Nerfville, I should say. And in terms of the fewest touches this match, Sarcevic is on one of the lower numbers with 12. So Nerfville to Sarcevic. Sarcevic tackled by Ethan Erhahon. Erhahon manages to keep the ball for Bolton. Almost had by Sissoko. Sarcevic retakes. Another ball being crossed down towards the halfway line, taken by Burstow inside the centre circle. It's now with Cozier Dubry. Cozier Dubry tries to cross in towards Rodriguez. He does, but intercepted by Tilt. And Tilt brought down inside Bradford City's penalty area. And this seemed to be a good setup for Bolton. But Tilt did well to intervene at the last possible moment. And this will result in another corner for Bolton Wanderers. No, I beg your pardon, it's actually a goal kick for Bradford. Ball being aimed towards Caden Jackson, but intercepted by Osei Tutu. Jackson retakes it, but it goes over the line for a Bradford throw that might have come off a Bolton player. It's Poynton with the cross, saved by Jack Bonham. And Bonham rolls the ball out of the goal to Toll. Toll to Osei Tutu. Osei Tutu on the far side, intercepted by Toure. But nothing doing. And with almost 6 minutes to go until half time, it is still 0-0 between both sides. As Toll passes to Bonham. Bonham trying to cross to Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Burstow. Now it's back with Toll, and Owen Toll does well to pass to Sissoko. Sissoko inside the penalty area, but kept away by Baldwin. And in the past couple of minutes, Bradford have started to stump up their defence. And it is yet again another corner to Bolton. Although Toll has to momentarily sit down, he might have picked up a knock. Stephen Schumacher and his assistant managers looking on with apprehension. The physios have had to come out. And this will add a few minutes to the stoppage time. I am sure of it. And so Owen Toll being looked at, and I can see, from what I can ascertain, it was Nerfville that brought him down. He was able to keep on his feet for a moment, but he couldn't hold on any longer, and he just went down. But Toll does appear to but Toll does appear to be all right. And Stephen Schumacher Stephen Schumacher, no doubt relieved, as Bolton get ready to take the corner. The closest Bolton player to goal is Burstow, although Johnston and Farino aren't far behind. So to take the corner is Rodriguez. Rodriguez punched away by Sam Walker. It's Osei Tutu to Josh Sheehan. Sheehan, but over the line for a Bradford City throw. And still 0-0 between both sides. Owen Toll is on the touchline now, and is he going to be substituted? And in terms of stats, both are on 50% in terms of possession. So Bradford are starting to catch up. And now on the ball briefly was Sissoko, but down on the ground goes Jackson. He was fouled. Metcalf. He was fouled by Erhon. 3 minutes of normal time left as Erhon adjusts his socks. Free kick to Bradford City as the fans and the guests look on. So getting ready to take the free kick, and just as I talk to you, there will be a substitution for Bolton before half time. Owen Toll is getting ready to come off, and he will be replaced by Max Conway. Onto the pitch comes Max Conway. He's been with Bolton since his youth, and he has been loaned to clubs such as AFC Fylde and Crewe Alexandra. And with the strike for Bradford was Jensen Metcalf, but it missed the goal by quite a few yards. That is the closest Bradford City have come to scoring to equalise on aggregates. Corner to the Bantams. Into the penalty area, headed away by Bolton. And now on the ball for Bradford is Toure. Toure gives it away to Osei Tutu. Burstow. Mason Burstow tries to cross the ball forward to little effect. And it's now with Sissoko, but Sissoko fouled by Toure. Less than 60 seconds until 45 minutes. Sissoko able to get back up on the ground very quickly, and Toure lucky to get away with that. So it will be a free kick to Bolton, and it will be Ruben Rodriguez that will take the free kick for the Trotters. So Rodriguez raises his hand and gets ready to take, which he does, and over the line. Over the line it goes. Nothing doing in this instance for Bolton. We could have yet another corner, and we do. 3 minutes of added on time have just been confirmed. So we could yet see a goal inside the first half, as Rodriguez goes to the far side. Goes to the far side of the pitch and raises his arm to take the corner kick. The ball goes into the 18-yard box. Burstow, Farino, retaken by Poynton. Given away to Cozier Dewberry. Cozier Dewberry with the long range shots. But that was too powerful and well over the crossbar. I am just absolutely stunned that it didn't go in. And bit of a shirt pull going on involving Chris Farino. That might have been committed by Curtis Tilts. And so the ball cleared out of goal by Walker. Walker given away to Sissoko. And it goes over the line to be thrown by Aidan Baldwin. And so it's Baldwin with the throw. It comes off Erhon. Baldwin to Bobby Poynton. And it's Poynton to Ibu Toure. Toure does well to keep hold of it. Passes to Power. Joe Wright. Joe Wright now towards Sam Walker. We are into the we're now into the final minutes of added on time, and to score with that amount of time left would be absolutely miraculous. And it'll be a free kick to Bolton as Bonham makes his way outside the goal area. He is about a few meters from the centre circle. The ball goes over the halfway line in towards Sissoko, headed by Joe Wright. Now it's back with Sarcevic. Sarcevic passes to Jackson. Jackson tackled from behind by Conway, and on the ball was Erhon. Headed by Sarcevic, given to Farino, and we have now reached the 3rd minute of added on time, and that's it. Half time at the University of Bradford Stadium. Action packed throughout the first half. Couple of chances at goal for both clubs, but neither was willing to give each other an inch. And half-time at the University of Bolton Stadium, Bradford City 0, Bolton Wanderers 0, though Bolton still lead 1-0 on aggregates. We're going to go for a break, but we'll be right back for the start of the second half. Don't go away. Welcome back to coverage of the League One playoff semi-final second leg match between Bradford City and Bolton Wanderers. Bit of a cagey affair in the first half, but we could see some more action in the second half. Bolton don't need to take the game to Bradford, whereas Bradford have to if they are to stay in contention. And I did say at the start of the programme that I would be saying a bit of trivia about Bradford City's claret and amber colours, and why they might have certain links to a movie. Any Bradford City fans who have watched the Harry Potter movies over the years will be familiar with the claret and amber colours, because those are the same colours as the house scarf that Harry Potter wears. His house being, of course, Gryffindor. And the interesting thing about this is that moviegoers from across the world have actually been to Bradford in order to purchase a scarf just because it has the same colours. So there could well have been new Bradford City fans over the past 25 or so years since the movie adaptation of The Philosopher's Stone was released. But back to the here and now. Bolton did have to make a quick change, replacing Toll with Max Conway. This could ultimately cost them, although they have dealt with this rather well. It'll be interesting to see who Bradford will bring on in the second half. They could bring on the likes of Will Swan or Nick Powell, as they did with the latter in the first leg match on Saturday. George Lapsley could come on as well. So too could Will Swan and Tyreek Wright. Sam Dorby didn't play for enough minutes for Bolton in the first leg, so he could feature as well. Also consider the likes of Xavier Simons and John McAtee. Maybe Cyrus Christie could feature as well, but all that is to be seen in the second half. Stephen Schumacher has got to be pleased with how his side has performed, and Graham Alexander will, I'm sure, have been offering extra encouragement during the half-time break, and so we get ready for the start of the second half, and the players are just about getting ready to make their way out of the tunnel, and indeed they have. Both managers have made it onto the touchline. No half-time substitutions that I can see as of yet. Although we will soon know if they have. And I have to say, I've been really impressed with how calm and composed Stephen Schumacher has been in the Bolton dugout and also in the pre-match interviews. And same forthright and straight answers have come from Graham Alexander, though though he has been a bit more animated on the touchline. And Bradford, it seems, are going to make a half-time substitution. Indeed they are, as Curtis Tilts makes way for Tyreek Wright. And so Tyreek Wright sprints onto the pitch, and it will be Bolton to kick us off. They will be playing from right to left as the game gets underway for the second half between Bradford and Bolton. Remember, Bolton lead on aggregate 1-0, and if things stay as they are, they will go to Wembley. So an early throw in the second half for Bolton. And looks as though it's Conway, but given away to Jensen Metcalf. And the ball is back with Bolton. Bolton are playing left to right, I should say, and Bradford right to left. So the ball headed by Sheehan. Given away though to Bolton. Bradford, I should say. The ball was almost being headed towards Caden Jackson, as Graham Alexander shouting encouragement from the touchline. Ball being passed to Farino. Farino to Osei Tutu. Osei Tutu. Cozier Dubry. Johnston. Given away though to Toure. Toure power. And it's now with Metcalf. Jensen Metcalf! But just wide off the post. Jensen Metcalf tried to score an unbelievable goal in the first half, and he almost replicated that just to start the second half, although this time his effort, his right footer, was a lot closer. So Bradford could be starting to attack more. Bonham clears the ball out of goal for Bolton. Given away though to Bradford and Wright. That's Joe Wright. So it's Toure to Metcalf. Sarcevic tries to cross, but intercepted by Johnston. And now after the ball is Rodriguez, but halted by Baldwin, and play has been stopped momentarily. Rodriguez might have just been spoken to by the referee, probably just a verbal caution. And now the ball is being placed inside the goal for a goal area for a free kick by Bradford, as Sam Walker is ready to clear the ball out of the goal, which he does. Headed by Farino. Farino given away to Metcalf. Now it's back with Bolton and Conway, and given away this time to Bradford from Nerfil, although the referee blows his whistle. Nerfil may well have fouled Conway. In fact, he has pulled his arm, but tugged his arm a bit by the looks of it, and that certainly isn't in the rules. He has been verbally cautioned, and the referee's like, any more like that and you'll get a yellow card, my son. So it's Joe Wright after the ball, just about loses control, just about loses it, so it'll be a goal kick to Bolton, as Bonham places the goal just behind the 6-yard line. Raises his arm, gets ready to kick the ball. Not quite ready yet. Players take a steps back, and indeed the ball comes out of the goal, and it goes as far as Ruben Rodriguez. Rodriguez towards Sissoko, but taken by Baldwin. Baldwin to Nerfil, but it goes over the touch line, and to take the throw will be Max Conway. So Conway with the throw. He throws to Farino, and a cross forward by Farino to, that might have been Burstow. Bradford retake, the ball going to Caelan Jackson. Now it's with Sarcevic. Although George Johnston has gone down. That might have been through a foul by Jackson. Free kick to Bolton Wanderers. The travelling supporters showing their appreciation and support for Bolton. 5 minutes into the second half, still Bradford 0, Bolton 0. Bolton lead 1-0 on aggregate as Walker clears the ball out. Of the goal. Bottom, I should say, clears the ball out of the goal. The ball goes as far as Joe Wright, Conway, Metcalf briefly brings down Rodriguez. Now on the ball is Osei Tutu, who passes to Bonham. The ball goes out of the goal. It's almost picked up by Burstow, although Joe Wright has been fouled. That might have been through Burstow. Play still goes on though. It's a free kick to Bradford. The ball sailing towards Nerfield, but kept away by Conway. Now on the ball is Sissoko for Bolton. Sissoko to Kozio Dewberry by the looks of it. Now back with Sissoko. Cleared away though by Wright. And headed back in by Bolton. And it was actually Rodriguez who had that ball, I should say. Metcalf to Bobby Poynton, and it's Poynton trying to cross to Jackson, but retaken by Bolton. And now on the ball on the near side is Kozio Dewberry towards Mason Burstow, over the line for a Bradford throw. As Toure throws quickly to Joe Wright. To Baldwin. Now it's with Power. Power crossing. The ball goes over the line towards Jackson, but intercepted by Conway. Conway concedes to Jackson, Jackson fouled from behind by Ruben Rodriguez. Remember, Rodriguez has had a verbal warning. This I'm sure will be the last one. Carry on like that and he'll get in the books for sure. Osei Tutu towards Burstow, headed by Joe Wright, and now on the ball is Baldwin, who does want the pass to Walker. Walker clears the ball out of the goal, and he was just caught by Jackson. But Bolton were able to tackle. The ball still stays in. It's now with Osei Tutu to Kozio Dewberry. Kozio Dewberry with the ball up the wing to Johnston. It's George Johnston to Conway, back to Johnston. Johnston passing back to Conway on the far side. Now it's with Rodriguez over the halfway line to Sissoko closing in on Bolton's attacking third. He passes again to Rodriguez crossing down, but saved by Sam Walker. And the only player that Bolton seemingly can't get past at the moment is the Bradford goalkeeper. And so it's Joe Wright. Joe Wright's crossing the ball towards Nerfield on the far side. But a collision between Nerfield and Conway. Stephen Schumacher, no doubt saying who's at fault. And so it'll be Bolton to take the throw with Conway. So Conway throws to Burstow. Now back to Conway. Given away though to Bradford. Ends up at the feet of Walker. So it's Walker to Tyreek Wright to Ibu Toure, gives the ball away to Bolton. It's retaken by Poynton. Poynton tries to keep Osei Tutu at bay. Osei Tutu fouls him from behind. And is there going to be a yellow card for this? We'll have to wait and see. Although my opinion is definitely worthy of a yellow card. That looked like an aggressive shove in the back. It's given Bradford a free kick. They have to make this free kick count because remember, they can only win if they take this game to Bolton and win outright. So to take the free kick will be Max Power, as Power sends the ball into the penalty area, and a bit of scrambling about, but the goal stays empty. And that will be that will be another corner to Bradford. Wright got a bit tangled up, and Conway must have been fouled inside the box. And it will be, and it's only going to be a goal kick to Bolton Wanderers as Bonham gets ready to take the free kick. He's having a bit of a chat with the referee Thomas Kirk, possibly a caution. And so he rolls the ball out to Farino. Farino down the wing to Jordi Osei Tutu. Osei Tutu under pressure from Tyreek Wright. Osei Tutu does well to hold on. Wright almost touching him, but Osei Tutu, boy, he was lucky to hold on. Ball now given away to Erhon after almost being taken by Jensen Metcalf. But the ball goes over the line on the far side. And it will be a Bradford City throw. Stephen Schumacher and Bolton, I should say, that will take the throw. Headed by Rodriguez. Rodriguez given away to Metcalf, but retaken by Bolton for Johnson for Bolton. Now it's with Bobby Poynton. Poynton to Tyreek Wright. Tyreek Wright passing rapidly to Caden Jackson. Saved at the last moment again by Jack Bonham, although Caden Jackson is judged to have been offside. We'll just take another look, and yes, he was ahead of the last defender, but not by much. So the offside decision, the offside rule, the correct decision in my view. Metcalf to Max Power, and so Power passing back to Joe Wright. Joe Wright to Baldwin, who in turn passes to Sam Walker. 58 minutes gone in total. It's still Bradford 0, Bolton 0. Bolton still lead on aggregates, but that could change. Tyreek Wright to Bobby Poynton. Poynton does want to keep hold of the ball despite the advances of Osei Tutu. It's now with Toure. Toure on the near side, over the halfway line. He passes to Joe Wright. Wright to Sam Walker. Nice tactical move by Bradford to keep Bolton off. The ball now being played down the wing to Tyreek Wright. Tyreek Wright does well to dodge. Osei Tutu for a moment, but not for long. As the ball goes up for a throw-in, it's a throw-in to Bradford. It's Toure, but given away back to Bolton. Comes off the foot of Kozio Dubry. That might have been the knee, actually. It's given another throw-in to Bradford, and it will be Tyreek Wright that will take the throw. Although physios will have to, although it looks as though there will have to be physios to come onto the pitch to assess Amario Kozio Dubry. He's down on the ground. He might He might have picked up some kind of knock. He's moving his foot just to see if he's all right, just to feel if it's okay. And there could well be yet another substitute for Bolton. A couple of players warming themselves up. One of which is Thierry Gale. So we're just going to take another look. It was right, and he was in the back, and it was actually Osei Tutu. It was actually Osei Tutu who was who is actually down on the ground. Cozier Dubry is still back up, and the physio is now feeling his foot. He might have lost a bit of feeling, but it's still a question of whether he's going to carry on or not. And there could well be 3 substitutes for Bradford, one of which is George Lapsley, and I can just about see Nick Powell getting ready to come on as Bobby Poynton makes his way off the pitch and receives a round of applause from the Bradford supporters. And also coming off is Metcalf, and Stephen Humphreys is the third substitute, and he will take the place of Poynton, and Powell will take the place of Joe Wright, and Lapsley will take the place of Metcalf. So 4 out of 5 Bradford substitutions have been completed. And a little bit late in getting onto the pitch is Nick Powell. Joe Wright was still on there, but Powell is on nonetheless. So throw in to be taken by Bradford, and it will be Tyreek Wright that will take the throw. He has been waiting patiently. He throws to Humphreys. Now Humphreys to Power. Power passing to Humphreys. Humphreys, that was a foul. And I have to correct myself, it was actually Lapsley that came on instead of Powell. And Thierry Gale getting ready to come onto the pitch. Plays international football for Barbados, and I can just about see another player. Getting ready to come on. It's Sam Dalby by the looks of it. 62.5 minutes gone. Still Bradford 0, Bolton 0. Bolton lead 1-0 on aggregate. Osei Tutu passing to Jack Bonham. Osei Tutu is going to be able to carry on playing. So now the ball being played forward to Cozier Dubry. Cozier Dubry having to hold off the advances of Tyreek Wright, but saved by Sam Walker. Walker clears the ball out of the penalty area. Almost given to Powell. Cleared out the goal by Jack Bonham. Headed by Powell. Lapsley to Powell. Powell almost sent down the wing to Humphreys, but Osei Tutu gets there before he does. Osei Tutu tries to send the ball forward. Tries to send the ball back to Jack Bonham. And it's actually Sam Walker who receives the ball. I do apologise. As Gale and Dalby get ready. As Gale and Dalby get ready to come on. And Sam Dalby, the former youth at Leyton Orient, was part of the squad that helped Wrexham win the 22-23 National League season, as Walker clears the ball out of the goal, and as Walker clears the ball out of the goal towards Stephen Humphreys. Humphreys to Wright, and so it's Tyreek Wright going back as far as Sam Walker inside Bradford's inside Bradford's defensive third. And after the ball now is Ethan Erhon. Erhon, who almost trips up and falls over, but he's able to keep his balance and to take the place of the two players that are coming off are Sissoko and Rodriguez. So Sissoko makes way for Thierry Gale, and also coming off, and is actually and coming off in place of in place of Rodriguez is Sam Dalby. Throw in to be taken by Bradford. It's Max Power. Max Power to Farino by the looks of it. Now on the ball is Kozia was Osei Tutu given away to Tyrick Wright, and the ball goes as far as Sam Walker. Walker passing to Baldwin. Baldwin with the forward cross towards George Lapsley. Lapsley tries to get to the ball, but intercepted by Osei Tutu. Now given away to Ibu Toure. Ibu Toure on the near side. Right, Toure. Toure to Power. Power now towards Baldwin. Baldwin crossing the ball over the halfway line. Headed into the air by Jackson, I think. But given away though to Johnston. Johnston, Sam Dalby. Dalby to Cozier Dubry. Things are starting to heat up at the University of Bradford Stadium at the moment. Throw in to Bolton, and it will be taken by Max Conway. Conway throws, but given away to Toure. Toure almost caught by Osei Tutu. Now on the ball is Stephen Humphreys. Humphreys passing rapidly to Wright. It's still with Wright. Wright over the halfway line to Ibu Toure. Toure back to Humphreys. Humphreys tries to get the ball, but good slide tackle by Geordie Osei Tutu. Lapsley with the throw to Power. Now back to Lapsley. Lapsley to Tyreek Wright. The ball missing the penalty area. And now on the ball this time is Sarcevic. Sarcevic, Power! And it just clips the top. The top bar. That's the closest anyone has come to scoring. And poor Max Power can't believe it. And the Bradford City supporters share his disappointment in sympathy, although Bonham did get a hand to it. Corner to Bradford City. And the ball goes in towards the penalty area, but cleared away though by Gale. And it's a throw-in to Bradford to be taken this time by George Lapsley. For a moment, I thought it was Lapsley. It's actually going to be Max Power. Now it's Josh Nerfill. Nerfill with the throw to Sarcevic. Now back to Nerfill. Forced out though by Burstow. Another throw in by Bradford. Jackson to Power. Toure with the cross. Aims for Baldwin, although Baldwin was brought down by Cozier Dubry. No foul, says the referee. Ibu Toure over the halfway line. It's now with Tyreek Wright. It goes over the halfway line again towards Lapsley. Now back with Toure. Tyreek Wright on the near side. Now back again with Lapsley. Lapsley, Power. And the ball crossing over the halfway line to Caden Jackson. Caden Jackson having a shirt pulled from behind by Conway, but play still goes on. Toure inside the centre circle. He passes to Lapsley. Lapsley to Anthony Sarcevic. Now it's with Nerfield. Nerfield trying to close down Gale. Gale did well to hold on, but still nothing comes of it. And after a really intense couple of minutes, it's still Bradford 0, Bolton 0. Bolton still leading on aggregates, although that could have been the equalising aggregate goal for Bradford. Max Power was just oh so close, but Bonham did get a glove to it. And so now with 20 minutes to go until full time, it is still anyone's guess as to who will be joining Stockport in the playoff final on May the 24th. It's Max Power to Tyreek Wright. Tyreek Wright in towards the penalty area. Jackson kept out by Conway. It's over the line for a Bradford throw. Nerfield quickly takes it. He throws to Toure. Toure with the ball. Crossing down the wing towards Tyreek Wright on the near side. Wright to Max Power. Powell over the crossbar. And it just goes to show that Bradford are now starting to have more attacking prowess than Bolton. Although Bolton are doing well defensively, they don't need to take the game to Bradford, remember, although Bradford have had more possession in the last 10 minutes, 72% compared to Bolton's 28. Toure with the header towards Sarcevic. Now the ball is Power briefly, but he's given it away to Cozier Dewberry. Burstow back with Cozier Dewberry. Given away though to Lapsley. Lapsley to Nick Powell. Back with Lapsley. Tyreek Wright. Toure. The ball crossed over the halfway line to Powell. Given away though to Bolton. Now back with Tyreek Wright, although Burstow's trying to close him down. Can't do it. Long pass down the wing to Powell. Now back with Tyreek Wright! And it just hits the side netting. Yes again, Bradford are denied by the goal architecture. This time it was the top of the left side net. My goodness me, it looks as though we could be in for a thriller of the last 17 or so minutes. Max Power to take the corner for Bradford. The ball goes into the penalty area, kept away though by Bolton. Osei Tutu misses it. Throw into Bradford, and forced down is Gale. But he's quickly straight back up. That was a shove in the back by Max Power. And the Bolton fans are now starting to feel nervous. One fan just can't bear to look. But one or two still managing to crack a smile as Osei Tutu gets ready with the throw. Given away though to George Lapsley. Lapsley with the ball. Passes quickly to Nick Powell, although he's forced away by Chris Farino. And Nick Powell going over to the referee to voice his grievances, but he can't do that. Only the captain of each club has the right to speak to the referee. 16 minutes to go. It's still Bradford 0, Bolton 0, although Bolton still lead 1-0 on aggregates. And getting ready to come onto the pitch. Looks like John McAtee, I should say, although a Bradford City player has fouled, although Alec Baldwin has fouled a Bolton player. And I got a feeling it could well have been Johnston. We might need to take another look. We might need to take another look if and when we get time. Also Xavier Simons looks as though he's going to come on for Bolton as well. So 2 substitutions for Bolton Wanderers with 15 minutes to go. One of the display boards appears to have an electrical fault, so they're swapping one over as Burstow is going to be one of the players substituted. Round of applause from the Bolton fans, as also is Ethan Erhon, and Simons will take the place of Erhon, and McAtee will take the place of Burstow. So high fives and tags, as Simons and McAtee make their way onto the pitch. Free kick to Bolton Wanderers, and the ball goes in towards the penalty area, headed by I couldn't see who it was. Actually Sam Dalby gives the ball away to Toure, clipped away though by Dalby, so that will be another throw to Bradford City. Ibu Toure with the throw, headed by Humphreys, given away to Bolton and Sheehan. Dalby almost takes it, given away to Bradford and Sarcevic with the cross to Caden Jackson. Jackson has to be wary of Conway. Conway does well to steal it for Bolton. It's back with Bradford. Now cleared away by Xavier Simons. And that was almost heart in the mouth that was almost a heart in the mouth moment for Bolton, but Simons did well to keep the ball away from them, although they're not out of the woods yet. Nick Powell with the ball, although one of the players might have got caught up in a foul. That was Conway, and Conway almost appeared to kick Jackson in the face, although it might well have been his elbow. Free kick to Bradford City, and if Bolton aren't careful, Bradford will be level on aggregates. As Dalby, Simons, Osei Tutu and Johnston get into a defensive line along with McAtee and so on and so forth. Anyway, headed clear by Dalby, but given away back to Bolton. It's now with Sarcevic. Sarcevic headed by Dalby. Next now with Jordi Osei Tutu. Osei Tutu sends the ball down to Kozio Dubry. Kozio Dubry giving the ball away to Bradford. It's now with Tyreek Wright. Tyreek Wright still on the near side. The ball goes into the centre circle. Picked up by Max Power. A long cross to Caden Jackson. Retaken though by George Johnston for Bolton. It's over the line for a Bradford throw. Just under 12 minutes left. Jackson with the ball inside the penalty area, kept out by Max Conway though. And despite Bradford showing more attacking skills, although it actually came off the arm of Conway, and that is a corner to Bradford City. Bolton got lucky from this corner once. Can they do it again? It's almost sent in, but in fact it has been. It's through Caden Jackson. Although it's offside, so the goal is disallowed. It won't count. And that is just heartbreaking for Bradford City, just when they were so, just when it looks as though they'd equalised, Jackson was just offside by the looks of it. But what can you say? Bolton have really got to play this to their advantage. They must defend, and defend hard, as we approach 10 minutes until full time, although they could at least get another goal in. The ball now being played forward to Kozio Dewberry. So in fact it's Gale. And on the pitch is Simons with the strike, and this time the goal is genuine, and Bolton have doubled their aggregate lead to 2-0. Wembley surely within sight. Xavier Simons celebrates. That was just magnificent. That was just magnificent from Xavier Simons. And the former Chelsea youth scores his second of the season. And the Bolton fans really delighted. Smoke screen going off in their stands. And Xavier Simons showing his appreciation for the crowd. So we'll just take another look. It was initially through Kozio Dewberry, and he couldn't get through. It was actually Gale with the initial attempt. He couldn't get through. A defender might have unintentionally given it away to Xavier Simons, the man who was formerly at Hull City, could well be the man that sends Bolton through to the League One playoff final. And so just like they were in the first leg, it's now Bradford who are on the back foot, and they have to make the next 8 minutes count. And so the game is just a short while away from being restarted, as Stephen Schumacher applauds the efforts. And now the Bradford City fans, it's their turn to look desperate and nervous. So the game is about to be restarted. And so taking the ball is Power, and I've just got the goal time. It was in the 80th minute that Simons scored for Bolton. So now the ball being crossed forward to George Lapsley to Tyreek Wright, Toure to Power, now back with Toure, but over the line, and that will be a throw in to Bolton. Just having a look again at Max Power's efforts. That just goes to show what might have been, and Kozia and Caden Jackson unlucky to be denied by offside, but what an incredible finish by Xavier Simons. Picked up into the air by George Johnston to Sam Dalby, but the ball is retaken by Lapsley gives the ball away to Jack Bonham. Graham Alexander directing operations from the touchline as usual. The Bolton fans are singing, and in very good voice. About to catch the ball was John McAtee, but given away to Bradford. Now back on the, and a Bradford City player is down. that might have been Nick Powell, it was, but he's quickly back up on his feet. And now inside the centre circle is Ibu Toure. Toure to Max Power. And it's Power passing to Caden Jackson. Jackson has to watch out for Conway. He passes to Starcevic, but the ball is given away to Bolton. And that was by Josh Sheehan. Yes, another corner to Bolton Wanderers. Bolton to Bradford City, I should say. Bolton can just hold on to their lead for the next 5 minutes. Bradford have got to equalise and equalise fast. And so the ball goes in from the corner towards the goal area. It's Lapsley under pressure from Simons. The ball has been passed to Osei Tutu, and Lapsley almost brought down, bring each other down, almost colliding with the photographer. But the photographer lucky to make a snap decision to get out of the way. And the Bolton supporters are still showing their support, are still singing in a good voice. One of the banners says, "Proud to be a Wanderer." The Bradford City fans look very forlorn. It's Nerfield headed towards Johnston, although Dwight Gale has fouled Nerfield from behind, and that will be a Bradford City throw-in. I'm soon going to have to think about who my player of the match will be in a couple of minutes' time. Headed by Lapsley, I think that was. But a free kick has been given back to Bradford City. Remember, Bradford haven't been in football second tier since 2002, but I fear they may have to wait just a little bit longer, as time is very much not on their side. Although things could change as Simons brought down one of the attacking Bradford players. That might well have been Nick Powell. Although on the ball now is Tyreek Wright, and has been fouled by Gale. Has been fouled by Thierry Gale. But no cards given by the referee, and no cards have been given throughout this whole match, I'm pleased to say. Very unusual for a game to sort of go on cardless. In fact, it's a rarity in football. Nick Powell almost given away to Johnston, although Bradford retake it. It's John McAtee! McAtee with the effort, saved by Walker. This goal would have more than likely put the game to bed. Although with just under 2 minutes left, it looks like it's going to be Bolton's anyway. Max Power. And the ball has been given away to Osei Tutu. The ball is being aimed for George Lapsley. With 90 seconds to go, it's still Bradford 0, Bolton 1 on the night, although Bolton still lead 2-0 on aggregate. Tyreek Wright with the throw to Stephen Humphreys. Wright to Ibu Toure. Toure now with George Lapsley. Lapsley to Max Power. Toure now back with Power. Power to Caden Jackson. Jackson almost given away to Lapsley. Kept out by Max Conway. And I think I know who my player Now, I think I know who my player of the match is, but I will let you know when there's another lull in play because we're about to have a throw. And it will be Max Power to take the throw. 30 seconds of normal time now remaining. As Power throws towards Powell. Cleared in the air by Johnston. Bradford retake it through George Lapsley. Lapsley passing to Aidan Baldwin. Now it's with Toure. Toure, although he was almost tackled from behind by McAtee. McAtee furious. Although Thierry Gale and Baldwin has fouled Thierry Gale, and there's a right old dust up going on between several Bolton and Bradford players. I was afraid something like this could happen with tensions running high, and it has. 7 minutes have been added on, and the management and the officials trying to calm everybody down, and even Mason Burstow, who was substituted, was one of those who was trying to calm the other down. The referee, Thomas Kirk, trying to size up the situation to try and ascertain what happened and what could have caused all this. A fight between a massive set of players is not what anyone wants to see, whether at Premier or grassroots level. And one of the players clearly going in the book that looked like Aidan Baldwin to me, and I think also being shown a yellow card as a substitute. Swan was Graham Alexander, but I'm not too sure. We'll just have to wait for confirmation. This is what happened. And it was a push in the back by John McAtee. McAtee clearly upset. Baldwin retaliating on Thierry Gale. There was just no need for that. I mean, McAtee just. This was just a mistake by McAtee. Nothing too serious. But this actually was, and Baldwin rightly receiving a yellow card. You deserve it, mate. As play goes on, and also coming on is Will Swan in place of Max Power. So Power being substituted. We've got almost 4.5 minutes of the 7 added on, and it's still 1-0 between Bolton and Bradford on the game. Bolton still leading 1-0 on aggregate. Cozier Dewberry with the ball on the near side. Given away though to Lapsley. Lapsley cleared away though by Walker. Headed by Farino. Farino almost given away to Humphreys. Can Bradford bring back the deficits? The ball is now with Nick Powell. It's Nick Powell to Tyreek Wright. Humphreys, but dealt with quickly by Sam Dalby. 4 minutes are left on the clock now, and the Bolton fans haven't stopped singing for the past 10 or 15 minutes. One of the inflatable balls being passed around, and it looks as though the Bradford supporters are starting to leave. Some of them are saying, right, some of them with the attitude of, right, I've had enough of this, let's get out of here. But there is still a game to be played, and Bradford are just tantalisingly close to bringing back the deficit. They have to score and score fast. Time, as I mentioned earlier, is against them. Bolton have defended well and superbly. So my player of the match, which I will let you know in a second or two, as the free kick being dealt with by Bradford. Sam Dalby was the closest Bolton player on the ball. It's now with Cozier Dewberry. does well to keep it inside. Although it might just have gone over the line. And I can now reveal that my player of the match is sponsored by Football Live is the Bolton goalkeeper, Jack Bonham. Jack Bonham superbly defending Bolton's, superbly defending Bolton from advancing Bradford attacks. So he is my player of the match. So now on the ball is Farino. Farino defending from Will Swan. Now the ball has gone over the line. 2 minutes to go until full time, and Jack Bonham, his player of the match award, very well deserved. And so Graham Alexander issuing instructions from the touchline, but it's surely too late now. But it's surely too late for Bradford. Baldwin was looking to cross forward, but the ball has been halted by Jack Bonham, and with about a minute and 15 to go, Bradford could well be looking at a consolation goal, although Bolton will likely hold them off to it. So the ball now is aiming for Swan, but it was briefly with McAtee given away to Lapsley, Farino, and with some 45 seconds to go, it's Bolton. All they've got to do is just hang on to the ball, as Nick Powell with a last foul on somebody. That might have been Josh Sheehan. He looks momentarily disorientated, but he should be okay. Although in fact he's telling Nick Powell what he thinks of him, and that's surely out as well. So a bit of an inconclusive end. And the ball now cleared away. We're now into the 97th minute, and surely the whistle is going to go any time soon. Just got to do with that last bit of. Just got to do a bit of a last throw in. Bradford City, they came so far, but they fell at the last hurdle. They won't be going to Wembley. So all it needs is just the final throw. The ball is being thrown to Xavier Simons to Josh Sheehan, McAtee. Given away though to Sarcevic. We're going to go slightly over 7 minutes, and the ball is still with Bolton. Although Humphreys just about briefly takes it for Bradford. It's going to go. The ball goes over the line. Just another throw in. The Bolton fans just want that whistle to go. The ball is now with Toure. It's Toure. Just keeps the ball inside. It's Kozio Dubry to Osei Tutu. Now ball's been given back to Tyreek Wright. It's Wright to Sarcevic towards Powell. The referee showing no sign of blowing the whistle. It's Dalby given away to Nerfield, who brings down Gale, and it will be a Bolton throw to be taken by Thierry Gale. What an intense last quarter of an hour we've had. So despite the desperation from Bradford, Bolton have been able to hold on. The ball is now with McAtee to Sam Dalby. Sam Dalby fouls Josh Nerfield again. And And it looks as though we are going to go well over time. And Sam Walker is ready to take the free kick for Bradford City. The ball goes over, and Thomas Kirk blows the whistle. And Bolton Wanderers are going to Wembley. They will be joining Stockport County on May the 24th, and they are hoping to banish memories of the last time they were at a Wembley final, which was in 2024. They lost 2-0 in the League One playoff final against Oxford United. I would have to say that both Bolton and Stockport are evenly matched, so we could well be in for a cracker of a League One playoff final, which I will be commentating on the commentary hub. Do not miss that game, whatever you do. The final score at the University of Bradford Stadium: Bolton Wanderers Bradford City 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. Bolton win 2-0 on aggregate. And the next big game coming up for us on the commentary hub is the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Manchester City at Wembley Stadium. We will be announcing our commentary team on our socials as and when we can. Do not miss that game as well, as it is the biggest game. As it is one of the biggest games, if not the biggest, in domestic football. That's all from me, Nicholas Jones. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday for the FA Cup final. Until then, goodbye.